What's up guys, welcome back for another video on the channel. Today we're doing this little install video. If you missed yesterday's video, or Friday's video I guess, I got a set of angel eyes in the mail from Super Bright LEDs. And that is what we are going to be installing today on the NC Miata. Just in case you guys missed it, these are the LED halos that I got. This is the part number right here for those that are curious. These are the 70mm, 180 beam angle. They're called COB LED ring. So that's where you can find them, superbrightleds.com. So yeah, here they are. Tested them out yesterday. They're super bright. They come with this little voltage, I guess like a drive. It's called a driver. This will kind of help it not get overloaded. It comes with a plug, so we'll be able to install and unplug them easily if we ever need to take out the headlights again. And it comes with the LED ring itself, which is yellow. They do make a cover for these, and you can put a cover over them so you don't get that yellow. I think it's going to look kind of cool with it, so I'm going to leave it. Yeah, these are going to be what we're installing. So first things first, you need to take off the front bumper of your car to get to the headlights. We're going to go to baking the headlights. I am making a video specifically on how to take the bumper off and remove the headlights. So if you're unsure, just wait for that video. It should be coming up in a couple days. It's like NC Miata 101. That's the new video series. So I'm gonna skip taking that off because either you know how to do it or you don't, and if you don't, then I'm gonna make that video so you'll know. So we're gonna go straight into having the headlights out, and then we'll go to bake them. All right guys, so the headlights are out. This one I've not taken apart yet. This one I already have, just for the sake of showing another how-to video on how to do it. So these are all the pieces that you want to take out. There's some screws around each edge. You can see they go there. There's little silver screws. This little plastic piece needs to be taken off. That has a screw specific to it. You want to remove all your bulbs, and these little rubber things cover up these spots right here. So make sure you take off all those as well. Rubber caps, stuff like that. Once you get all those off, you are good to go and bake. Alright, so what I do for this is I've set the oven to 250 degrees. You want to set it kind of low. You can either set it a little bit higher and take it out quicker, but I found 250 works best for me. So 250, take the top rack out if you have one, and just kind of set it in there for like 5 or so minutes, really, and take it out and check afterwards. Alright, so I have a Phillips head screwdriver for when I put those silver bolts back in, and then I also have a flathead to kind of pry it apart. So it's been in there for a bit. I'm going to take it out and see if it's ready now. So what I kind of do is just start from the corners basically. Just kind of pry things away. You'll hear the glue popping, and it's always possible you might have to put it in for a little bit longer after you've already taken it out. That's totally normal. Ugh. There's quite a bit of glue. What I usually do afterwards is I'll kind of push the glue back into little crevices, because you are going to want to use that glue to melt it back together. Just kind of push it back into all the little holes. And then you won't need this part, so you can just set it aside. Kind of do the same here, just kind of fold the glue up around where you are going to use it to go back into the housing. And then this is the part you will need. Next step, now that you've got this part taken out, you'll need to remove this part, because this is the part that's going to attach our halo light. It's held in by just a couple of Phillips head screws, which come out really easily. There's one there on the corner, and one back at the top. I think that's it. It should just pop right out now. go. So it's just kind of held in by a couple little tabs. There you go. So now, if you've watching this video and you've taken this out, you can sand it down, paint it whatever color you want to. In our case, we're gonna add the halo light to it. So this is what you'll need. Set it aside, set the rest of this aside, and we can move on to the next part. Now comes kind of the more tedious, nerve-wracking part, but we have our little housing here. This is 70 millimeter. If I were you, if you were gonna order this, you'd probably be better off going 80, but we're gonna make this work. It'll fit just fine. It's all about just kind of how we're gonna fit it on there. So that's basically how it'll be right there. So I kind of think the yellow's cool. Makes it look more like a, I don't know, kind of like a transformer or something cool like that. What we need to do is cut a little notch out so we can fit our wires through on the bottom, because it's not going to sit perfectly flush. We also need to drill 3 holes around this edge right here. I've got these wires. This is what's going to hold it on to our headlight housing. It's really thin, so it won't be too hard to tell, or it will be hard to tell, but if you look closely you'll be able to see it. But that's not a big deal. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to drill holes, 3 holes around the edges, and then actually first I'm actually going to cut the notch for the wires. I'm going to cut it on this inner edge at the top, so if all of this doesn't work out, if you're looking at the car, you won't really be able to tell there's a notch in the top. So I'm going to take my Dremel and cut the notch in the top. So that was pretty simple. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Okay, cool. So let's see, we'll fit these wires through here. Just kind of check, see if it sits flush. And yeah, that looks just about right there. Probably adjust these guys just a little bit. Actually probably needs to come up into the housing itself a little bit more. Let's give that a shot. Alright, so what we need to do is I actually need to come up into the housing even more, so I'm going to cut to that once I get it fixed. Alright, so now the wires can fit in there nicely. As you can see, there's lots of room, and it sits flush to the housing itself. So now I'm going to drill in the little holes so it can fit. I just need to drill a hole in 3 spots now, just around the edge here, and then I can wire it down, and then we should be good to go from there. Alright, so there's our holes drilled out just around the edges there. You can kind of tell. So now I'm going to run the pieces of wire through each one. I'm just going to twist them from the bottom to hold it in place. So there's one. It's not perfect yet, but I'm going to just add the other ones to it real quick, just so we can get it all centered up. Okay, so now it's kind of roughly held in place, so you can kind of get a good idea of what it'll look like. Besides the little bit of extra trimming on the top that I did, I think it's going to look pretty good. It's going to be really like minimal. From far away, it's going to be hard to tell, so I'm really not worried about it. And I mean, this is the first time I've ever done this, so if it's not exactly perfect, I'm not super worried about it because I like the way it looks, and if it's not for you, then it's not for you, and that's fine. So we are going to tighten these down now just so it kind of sits more flush and it's not going to wiggle around or anything. So I'm going to do that, and I'll get back to you and show you the final result once I'm done with that. So I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. From the front you can see, looks good. You can see that there's the little wires all around the edges. Yes, there's that little tiny gap on top, just barely enough to tell, but got everything around the edges fine. From the back side you can see the wire fits through perfectly, and I twisted the wires together that are holding it in place and just kind of folded them over the side, so shouldn't affect our bulb at all. But this looks awesome. I'm so happy. From far away I think it looks good too, so you can see that kind of yellowish ring around the end. So I'm going to make sure this fits on the bulb, and then we'll have to just put the headlight back together. Alright, so fitting everything back together, you can see it's all looking good from the front. I think the little yellow ring looks cool, but that's just me. You can see our wires run underneath the black part right out back where the bulb will sit. So it'll plug right in, like basically where our headlight would plug in. So now all I need to do is just attach this back to here, put it back in the oven. I'll kind of show you how I do that, and then seal it all back up, and we'll be good to go wired up. I've got the little headlight trim inside. Sorry this is so dirty. I'm sure it'd be much easier to tell if I cleaned it. There we go, that's better. So now you can see that everything's in. Pretty close up. It's hard to tell that the wires are there. I mean, you can definitely see them, but it doesn't look like really obvious. So anyways, what I like to do, oven at 250, kind of get everything lined up, because what you're going to want to do is there's these screw holes that are right here, and you're going to want to put it in the oven, kind of take it out after a bit, push it in, put it in, take it out, push it in more, and then once you feel like you've got a good seal around it and you think that everything is sitting pretty close to flush, you'll take those last little screws that we took off at the beginning and drive them in, and it'll kind of seal it in. Alright, so here's the headlight all back together. It only took like a couple squeezes to get it right, but everything's all sealed up, so we shouldn't have any leaks or anything like that, any water getting in. All the screws are back in around the edges. I think that looks pretty cool. I think it's going to look pretty cool on the car. So now I just need to wire it back up, put the bulbs in, wire it up, and yeah, use this. So let's go over there and do that. Alright, check this out guys. So got it wired in. I haven't soldered anything together yet, but this is just so I can test it. There's 3 wires that run to your little blinker / daytime running light. One's a flasher, so it flashes. That is the solid green. You want to wire it into the red and green one right here. So red and green ground, red to your headlight, which results in that. Oh, that looks so cool, and you can't tell that it's connected to anything. Once you have like the light on, you can't see those wires or anything. Just to be sure that everything is correctly connected. Alright, so still on. Let's see what happens when we turn the blinker on. It doesn't flash, so we are good to go. I did have it like wired into the flasher on accident, and it would just blink like a blinker. So it'd be kind of cool to maybe do like an amber one for a blinker. But yeah, so now I'm gonna get everything soldered in. I'll show you guys the end result, and then we'll plug it in and plug everything in, and we'll take it from there. Got a little wiring job here. Everything is good. Soldered on nicely. My camera battery died, so I didn't get to show all of it, but I'm sure you guys get the gist of it. So it's all in there nice. So now I'm gonna go hook this back into the headlight, and yeah, we should be good to fire it up. Everything is all plugged in. I just set the headlight in there for right now. Nothing's bolted up or anything like that, but here's what it looks like far away with the yellow light. I don't mind the yellow ring so much. It's definitely yellow, but I think it looks kind of cool. So I've already tested this out, and I know it works, but I'm just gonna turn on the running lights. And there it is. I think that turned out really, really, really cool. They look nice and clean. So now I just need to do the other side, and then just so you guys can see, I'll go ahead and turn on the lights as well. And you can still see them unless you're facing straight on. In the camera it looks different, but from straight on you can definitely still see the ring light. I'm super happy with that. It looks so good. Oh man, I'm excited to do the other ones now. Alright, so I got both headlights in. This is what they look like without the lights on. It's kind of like the cool little yellow rings. I like it. I think the yellow rings look cool, but it's just me personally. Might look different when I get the bumper on. Here's the moment, at least 50% of the way done. I just gotta put everything back together, but there it is. This one came out pretty much the same. I've notched a little bit more out of the top just to kind of keep it consistent. I don't know why. I just thought it was a good idea. So, man, these LEDs are so bright, and it's like weird. They look solid, but if you blink, let's see if I can turn it down so you can kind of see the ring of LEDs now. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna put the car back together and then show you the end result. I'm just excited for these angel eyes. Get ready. There's one, and there's the second one. It came out super awesome. It's really nice looking. I went ahead and put the bottom lip back on just because I missed it. And I know I'm getting the new bumper soon, but oh my gosh, it looks so good. So happy about that. I'll go ahead and turn this so you can see it a little bit better. Those look so good. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Like, oh, I don't know. They just look so good. It adds that little bit of extra character to the front end of the car that it needs. So, yeah. That is how you install angel eyes on your NC Miata. So, one more thing done with the car. Next up, we got to move on to the brake mods. If you watched the video, you probably saw what we got. If not, go back and watch it. It's a good video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. You can take this application, this video, and apply it to really any car that you want to, as far as baking the headlights goes and installing the angel eyes. So go ahead and try it out. I mean, it was like 12 bucks for the angel eyes, and they had color changing, they had different styles. Really find what you think looks best, because that's what I did. Get the covers if you want the covers. So yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the angel eyes. I really like them. I think it makes the front end look a little bit more aggressive. It looks, I don't know, it just looks mean now. Less smiley and more like sinister smile, I guess. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this install video. Coming up, the next video after this will be an NC Miata 101 video, how to remove the bumper and the headlights and change your bulbs. So look forward to that if you're wanting to learn how to do it. If not, feel free not to watch it. It's not made for people who are well aware of how to modify their car. It's for people who just want to learn something on the fly. If they're confused on how to do something, that's what will help them. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave your comments, leave your likes, and I'll see you in the next video.